Emperors of Rome podcast, a deep dive into ancient history. The Emperors of Rome podcast is a fascinating journey through the annals of history, offering listeners a comprehensive and engaging look into the lives, reigns, and legacies of the rulers of one of the greatest empires the world has ever seen. Hosted by historian Dr. Rhiannon Evans and Dr. Matt Smith, this podcast takes its audience on a captivating tour of ancient Rome, exploring the political intrigues, military conquests, and cultural achievements of the Roman emperors. In this exploration, we will delve into the remarkable aspects of the Emperors of Rome podcast, highlighting its significance and understanding the rich tapestry of the Roman Empire. Chapter 1: The Birth of a Podcast. To truly appreciate the Emperors of Rome podcast, one must first understand its origins. Dr. Rhiannon Evans and Dr. Matt Smith, both accomplished historians with a profound passion for ancient Rome, collaborated to create this remarkable podcast. They saw an opportunity to share their extensive knowledge and passion for Roman history with a wider audience, and in doing so, they brought the stories of the emperors to life. The Emperors of Rome podcast, which debuted in 2014, quickly gained a dedicated following. Its success can be attributed to the hosts' expertise, engaging storytelling, and their ability to make the ancient world accessible to a modern audience. Chapter 2: The Imperial Chronicles. One of the podcast's strengths lies in its meticulous examination of each Roman emperor's life and reign. Beginning with Julius Caesar, the podcast chronicles the rise of the Roman Empire and its transformation from a republic to an empire ruled by emperors. Each episode is dedicated to a specific emperor, providing listeners with an in-depth exploration of their background, achievements, and the challenges they faced during their rule. The hosts employ a narrative style that combines historical accuracy with vivid storytelling. They delve into the personal lives of these emperors, revealing their motivations, ambitions, and the impact of their decisions on the empire and its people. This narrative approach allows listeners to connect with the emperors on a human level, making the distant past feel remarkably tangible. Chapter 3: Beyond the History Books. What sets the Emperors of Rome podcast apart is its commitment to presenting a comprehensive and multifaceted view of the emperors. In addition to the political and military aspects of their reigns, the podcast delves into the social, cultural, and economic developments that occurred during their rule. For instance, when discussing Augustus, the first emperor of Rome, the podcast explores the cultural transformation brought about by the Pax Romana, a period of relative peace and stability. It also delves into the architectural marvels that defined Augustus's era, such as the construction of the Era Pacis and the Mausoleum of Augustus. Similarly, the podcast examines the economic policies of emperors like Diocletian, who introduced significant reforms to stabilize the empire's economy. By doing so, it provides a well-rounded view of how each emperor contributed to the evolution of Roman society. Chapter 4: The Legacy of the Emperors. The Emperors of Rome podcast doesn't stop at recounting historical events. It also investigates the enduring legacies left by the emperors, both in terms of their impact on Rome and their influence on subsequent civilizations. By tracing the ripple effects of their actions, the podcast highlights how decisions made centuries ago still resonate in today's world. For instance, the legacy of Marcus Aurelius, known as the philosopher emperor, is explored in detail. His writings, particularly the Meditations, have left a lasting mark on philosophy and continue to inspire individuals seeking wisdom and introspection. Additionally, the podcast delves into the cultural contributions of emperors like Nero, who was a patron of the arts, and Hadrian, whose architectural projects, including the construction of the Pantheon, continue to be celebrated for their beauty and engineering excellence. Chapter 5: The Appeal of the Podcast. The Emperors of Rome podcast's enduring popularity can be attributed to several key factors. First and foremost is the passion and expertise of its hosts. Dr. Rhiannon Evans and Dr. Matt Smith bring a deep understanding of Roman history to their discussions, making the complex narratives of the emperors accessible and engaging. Furthermore, the podcast's format is user-friendly. Each episode is relatively short, typically ranging from 20 to 30 minutes, making it easy for listeners to consume and enjoy in bite-sized increments. This format encourages continuous engagement, allowing listeners to explore the podcast at their own pace. Moreover, the podcast's focus on storytelling captivates the audience. Rather than presenting a dry recitation of facts, it weaves a narrative that brings the emperors and their era to life. This storytelling approach fosters a sense of connection between the listener and the historical figures, making the past feel immediate and relevant. Chapter 6: The Continuing Relevance. The Emperors of Rome podcast serves as more than just a historical account of the Roman Empire. It provides valuable insights into governance, leadership, and the complexities of managing a vast and diverse empire. In today's world, where leaders grapple with challenges on a global scale, the lessons from ancient Rome remain remarkably pertinent. The podcast explores the themes of power, ambition, morality, and the consequences of leadership decisions. Listeners can draw parallels between the challenges faced by Roman emperors and those encountered by contemporary leaders. This relevance enhances the podcast's educational value, making it not only an entertaining historical journey but also a source of valuable lessons for leadership and governance. The Emperors of Rome podcast is a remarkable testament to the enduring fascination of ancient history and the skill of its hosts, Dr. Rhiannon Evans and Dr. Matt Smith. Through their engaging storytelling and comprehensive exploration of Roman emperors, they have created a valuable resource for history enthusiasts and novices alike. This exploration of the Emperors of Rome podcast has only scratched the surface of its rich content and significance. It is a testament to the enduring appeal of ancient history and the power of storytelling to transport us back in time. As long as there is an interest in the captivating tales of the emperors who once ruled Rome, the Emperors of Rome podcast will continue to be a cherished and enlightening journey through the annals of history.